I got up from my nest and awoke with dizziness again, a cat standing tall upon the hyrax, beckoning everyone to come forth. Clan meeting. I thought to myself before shaking the sleepiness away and tiredly padding towards the towering rock. My leader, Daystar, was an charismatic and appealing Tom that I heavily respected, but he rubs me the wrong way sometimes. He is a skinny, pale orange cat with sharp stone blue eyes. And was my mentor when I was an apprentice. Let all cats old enough to catch their own prey please gather under the hyrax to hear my words. Daystar yelled out to the clan, his chest fluff puffed up and his shoulders perfectly aligned with his paws. He always had great posture, which made him look like an even better leader. I know you all are upset from the disappearance of Snowkit, but please do not worry, I assure you that she will be back within the next couple of days. Safe and sound. Daystar laid his gaze onto me. I could tell he was thinking about last night. Stellar burn. He started off, you did see Snowkit, yes? Daystar lifted his head a bit higher. Yeah. Yes, I did. I hesitated, anxiety shot through my stomach and made me feel sick, my legs felt weak. All eyes were on me. I looked over to Wheat Whisker, who was also looking back at me. His eyes were still friendlier than ever, but something else lied in them that I couldn't make out. Please, tell us more details, Stellarburn. Daystar still kept his gaze fixed on me. The air was heavy of sadness and anxiousness. Again I started my sentence with a stutter. Well, before I lost where she had went, she was taken away by a wolf. A tall, black wolf. Mudfern looked back down upon the ground, and I could tell she was hurting deeply inside. That kit must have meant everything to her since her mate passed. Snowkit did look the closest to him anyways. The wolf grabbed her by the scruff and sprinted off into the dark the moment we locked eyes. He had sharp teeth that pierced into her pelt as well. I closed my eyes to help explain further what I had saw. I ran as fast as I could, really. I dug up the earth with every step I took just to get her back. I'm sorry that I let you down. My voice began to quiet down before I felt a rush of tears break open my eyes. I hid my face and rubbed my paw against my face. Daystar took this time to take back his turn to talk. Thank you, Stellarburn. I believe that you did try your best, and I understand that it must be even harder for you, as you did witness it. If you weren't awake, we wouldn't know as much as we do now. Mudfern barked, interrupting Daystar. What do you mean? My kit could be dead and you're congratulating her for letting her go. You are a horrible leader. She screamed, her claws unsheathed from the anger pulsating through her. I had never seen her this way, and to even have the nerve to interrupt the leader out of all cats. Mudfern, please, do not interrupt me. Daystar spat back at her, keeping his patience well. How can I not? I want my daughter back. Her voice cracked and her head fell downwards, burrowed in her chest. I could feel the embarrassment and anger radiating thickly from her body. Her claws slipped back in. Wheat Whisker bumped her and whispered a few things to her that I couldn't hear, and they both went to the medicine cat den. Daystar snorted and quietly hissed under his breath, I hope he feeds her deathberries. It was a brutal thing to say, it was, but I don't blame him. Mudfern was acting inappropriate in front of the clan, but she had also lost the only thing she had left of her mate, and perhaps that's what made her so mad. All of that sadness and anger shoveled back up to the surface and being pushed onto others because she's too overwhelmed to take the time to figure out how to deal with the stress herself. It was a complicated thing for most to understand, which caused a lot of us to grow to be judgmental. Sometimes I wish I could be a leader, to take the role of a well-respected cat and take us the right path to help us all. I woke up from my daydreaming and saw that everyone was walking away from the hyrax. Daystar leaped off elegantly to shuffle himself into the medicine cat den. I sneaked my way over and listened into the den, trying my best to not get caught. Mudfern, now, do you really think it was appropriate to do that? In front of your clan leader as well. I'm heavily disappointed in you. Daystar degraded the queen, his voice sharp and aggressive. He took a deep sigh and slammed the she-cat down against the ground, dirt flying out from under her chubby body. I think it's time you learned a lesson. He growled, claws unsheathed as her dug them into her back, and Wheat Whisker very regretfully fed the deathberries to Mudfern. She chewed and swallowed them within a few mousetails and began to start violently choking. Her choking alerted the clan, but was silenced by Daystar, his paw light against her mouth as she choked and coughed into it. Nobody had stepped out to investigate. Waves of fear was spread across my body. Nobody hadn't cared that the leader was killing a mother whose kit was just recently stolen, and out of all cats, Wheat Whisker helped. I felt sick to my stomach again. My own friend helped with the death of a heartbroken queen. And nobody came. Slowly, the coughing stopped and it became dead silent. The silence dug at my heart and I couldn't take it anymore. I jolted out of the camp and towards the waterfall again. Why me out of all cats? Why did he have to steal that kit? Why did they murder Mudfern? Questions once again flooded my mind and I vomited into the lake. My body trembled with all of the overwhelming emotions that came to me. It was like a tower, and every negative thing would chop at it, making the tower soon fall and crash onto everyone, breaking us in physical and emotional ways that I never thought were even possible. I wish the suffering would end, I thought, before closing my eyes into a black desert of slumber.